on. I think it was missing from the first half. Third man running, supporting the front two of Larsson and Sutton. I just feel that they're making too many passes, and Gordon said at the interval there that Celtic have got a great mixture on their side of long balls and power, and at times I think they're overplaying today, but that's understandable, I think, when the season is, in terms of league, is over.
But what about Dunfermline? Nearly 7 years since they last beat Celtic, August 1997. Henrik Larsson's first game it was here at Celtic Park. Chris Sutton doing the hold-up work. Jamie Smith, Larsson, Lamberts, Pearson. Of course, Stephen McManus was injured in the first half. He had some stitches put in, but I gather the substitution is not linked to that.
Yeah, I've been giving the Celtic coaching staff a grilling at half-time, and the substitution was for tactical reasons. He did get 4 stitches, could have played on, so it's a tactical switch for Celtic. And Rob, watch for a change from Billy Mehmet, who's had an injection, a painkiller injection in his lower back at half-time. Now, they're going to give him 10 minutes, but I would expect that he would come off and Noel Hunt will come on at some stage. We don't expect Billy Mehmet to complete this game. He's been carrying the injury for some time, painkilling jab, and watch for Noel Hunt.
Now check it is lower back and not upper something else this time.
Yeah, once I finish this medical degree, I'll probably get it all right next season.
Celtic have a corner with just a minute of the second half gone. Aidan mcgeady has a long look at what's available inside the penalty box. Picks out Larsson. Celtic are level. Inside 90 seconds after the restart, and Henrik Larsson's 37th goal of the season as this match all square.
How many times have we seen Henrik Larsson do that? Great delivery from Aidan mcgeady. And Henrik Larsson just making the run to the front post and get a flick on it into net. He's got a great leap. That's a fantastic header.
And it's at that stage, of course, of Henrik Larsson's Celtic career where you start talking in totals. And that is Larsson's 238th Celtic goal in 7 years. Build in a broken leg and a broken jaw to that time, and you realise quite what a phenomenal achievement it is.
Celtic got so many big guys up the Robert corners. You think you have to look at Mialbi and Varga and Sutton. They always seem to forget that Larsson's fantastic there as well. He's got a great leap, and he's the one that always seems to pop up with a goal.
1-0 at half-time, 1-1 very quickly after the interval. mcgeady it was who created it as well, with a well-flighted corner right onto Larsson's head. And Dunfermline caught cold at the start of the second half. Larsson hung up for the header, and Derek Stilley didn't have a chance of keeping it out. It's a Celtic side with renewed hunger by the looks of it. Derek Young holding off Johan Mjällby. Doolan's pass up to Billy Mehmet. Mehmet losing possession. Substitute Stephen Pearson. His pass intercepted by Gary Mason. Skerlath Stilley.
Robert Martin O'Neill said at half-time it worked anyway, Rob.
Certainly did. Celtic squaring the game, 1-1. Nicholson in the first half, Larsson in the second half. And Celtic will now look to drive on from this position and look to win the game. And this promises to be a big test of Dunfermline. Pearson to mcgeady, coming in off the left touchline. Alan Thompson, he's had a memorable season, including his first England cap. Varga, Sutton, Larsson. Good work from Greg Shields. And that Dunfermline defence will be worked in the second half, you'd imagine.
Yeah, I think it's it's a game plan out the window. You're 1-0 up, come out, and Jimmy Calder would have been furious of that, losing a goal so early on in the match, because everything was going okay for them. And but Henry Larsson's also a threat, as we know, and sometimes he's been quiet in the match and he pops up with a goal or two.
Jamie Smith on the ball, appearing alongside him Paul Lambert. He was fouled, advantage played, no great advantage for Celtic.
I think the referee made the right decision just to let the game flow there.
Dunfermline are going to make a change 5 minutes into the second half. They'll make it as quickly as they can, and it's going to be Billy Memmott who's going to come off. Chick mentioned the fact he'd taken an injection to try to get hold of a back injury, but Noel Hunt is going to replace him. And that might just present a new problem to Celtic, because if Dunfermline can get service up to Hunt, he's a lively little player, and he does like playing against the Old Firm. Long ball from Thompson. Hanging up for the header was Chris Sutton.
It's an unusual formation Celtic are set out now. So I'm used to Neil Lennon at right back, now Thompson at left back, and young Aid McGeady extremely wide left, trying to get a bit of width to the side.
And here is the new right back, Neil Lennon. Dunfermline now have a free kick. Bullen, the man of the first half, with the free kick. Richie Burns' pass. Darren Young. Bullen did well to make that his. There's a bit more bite now in the Celtic challenges. Derek Young for Dunfermline. It's beyond Billy Memmott, beyond Barry Nicholson as well. Flicked away from him by Alan Thompson. Dempsey to Mason. Darren Young. Good pass. Poor touch from Derek Young, let in Neil Lennon. And that was the Dunfermline attack over. Stilly to Skerla. It was a shock start to the second half for Dunfermline. How can they recover?
You've seen Henrik Larsson do that so many times, Rob, haven't you? You know, just peels to the front post there. He's such a great leap. He's not the tallest in the world, but times he runs to perfection, always gets a wee glancing head on things. And so you think you've kept as a centre half playing against him before in the past. You think you've got him in your pocket, everything's fine. He's quiet, pops up with a goal. And
here's Barry Nicholson, the first half goal scorer. Varga doing the defending. A ball and a balloon on the pitch at the moment. Nicholson's cross. Neil Lennon was there for the header, and Stan Varga nods it behind. Corner for Dunfermline. He's having a great spell for Dunfermline, Barry Nicholson. And you'd have to think that Bertie Vogts is taking an interest. In from Nicholson, beats everyone including Bullen. Collected by Richie Byrne. Chris Sutton's challenge and Celtic's throw, and Dunfermline are keen to make the change. So a sad end for Billy Memmott. The 20-year-old Londoner is off, injured, and Noel Hunt will replace him. Noel Hunt, who himself has had an injury-plagued season, hasn't really been able to build up great momentum, has a couple of goals to his credit. And the news from the Celtic technical area is that Liam Miller is coming on for Jamie Smith. Free kick given against Larsson. Nearly 10 minutes gone in the second half. Celtic 1, Dunfermline 1. As Liam Miller gets his instructions down below us. Smith off, Miller on.
Yes, in his final few weeks of his contract, Liam Miller here. Interesting the reception he gets. He's obviously off to Manchester United in the summer.
Yeah, it could have been Liam Miller of Celtic and Scotland, but as of the summer, it's Liam Miller of Manchester United and Ireland. Having signed a pre-contract with Sir Alex Ferguson, but he can still make a contribution before he goes. Mason's cross. Cleared by Stan Varga. Unconventional, but Celtic will eventually get it away.
I don't think any of these sides will be the same, Rob, in a couple of weeks' time in the cup final. You know, Celtic have also got a gap. Petrov to come back, Baldy, Jackie McNamara as well. And you've got to remember they're missing Kennedy and Hartson won't be involved this year, but and obviously Brewster and Crawford and Thompson for Dunfermline, so that I don't think there's any bearing at all. In terms of maybe confidence, that was only one thing I would say, maybe confidence for Dunfermline not to get hammered here today. But the sides will be completely different on cup final day.
Good possession for Dunfermline. Flowing passing movement. Bullen's cross. Yalby got his head to it. Stephen Pearson, a half-time substitute for Celtic. Stopped by Nicholson. Across came Darren Young as well. That's Skerla. Worked on by Darren Young. Noel Hunt couldn't get there. Liam Miller for Celtic. mcgeady now playing on the right side for Celtic. Derek Young nutmegs Neil Lennon. Possession won by Varga. Young looking for a free kick for obstruction, but no joy for him. Thompson to Sutton. Held off Skerla and Hunt. And his pass intercepted by Nicholson. From right to left, from Nicholson to Bullen. Gary Dempsey. Gary Mason. Darren Young. Dempsey. Gary Dempsey scores! Dunfermline ahead again. 13 minutes into the second half. Well, he scored here on his debut for Dunfermline with just about his first touch nearly 2 years ago. And Gary Dempsey's done it again.
Quite incredible, isn't it? I was going to say a good bit of build-up play before that. It's a great strike. I think it just bobbles slightly in front of David Marshall there. Yeah, it just takes a slight brown space before him, Robin into the bottom of the net.
They enjoyed that in the Dunfermline technical area, so did Gary Dempsey. His only 2 goals of the season previously, both coming last month. He's made it 3 at Celtic Park. And that was Dempsey there in the way of Lennon's cross. It's gone behind Celtic on a corner. And Celtic have to mount another comeback. Thompson's corner, Sutton's header! Off the inside of the post. And a remarkable save by Derek Stilley, which keeps out the Johan Mjällby effort. Superb goalkeeping here again.
Yeah, fantastic ball in. Oh, just got a bit of fortune there off the post. Stan Vaga throwing his head right in there. Someone's down.
Another save here, which is pure instinct from Stilley. He couldn't have known an awful lot about this from Mjällby. He pushed it away, and then there was bravery again on the goal line from Gary Mason with his challenge against Stan Varga to, for a third time there, prevent the ball getting in the net.
Yeah, fantastic reaction again from Derek Stilley. That's two today. He's kept his side well in the game. Interesting to see them fail in Robert corners. They don't have anybody up the park. I feel when they clear the ball, there's no target for anyone to hit. So, you know, when they clear it, it's just right back to in Celtic's hands again. And I feel we should always leave at least one up the pitch.
And if they don't have that sort of outlet, it just is going to increase the pressure on them as the game goes on, I suppose.
Yeah. So they've done it in the first half as well, Rob. They've done it. They just leave everybody, get everybody back, which is fair enough. That's Jimmy's way of doing it. But I just feel you need a target when you clear the ball for maybe hold the ball up a bit.
So the physio's busy. 10 on the pitch at the moment. Thompson's corner, headed away by Darren Young. I should have said 10 each on the pitch at the moment. Good challenge by Lee Bullen. It's a Dunfermline goal kick. And, well, I wouldn't want to be leading you on at all, but Lee Bullen is making a charge at this stage from under the match,
just before the goal as well, Rob. Fantastic run into the box and dragging defenders out of the way. Off the ball running from Bullen. He's full of energy all day. He's been excellent.
Lee Bullen is having some game as he prepares to depart Dunfermline out of contract at the end of the season. He's not man of the match yet, and there may well be other candidates before we're finished here. Bullen has been a big player for Dunfermline. Nicholson and Dempsey with their goals. They're 2-1 up at Celtic Park. Quite a performance from them. While this game is not a cup final rehearsal, Dunfermline might well take some positives from this. They're always wary with that deadly combination up front for Celtic of Larsson and Sutton. And Celtic are far from finished, you would imagine. 62.5 minutes gone. Back from Varga to Marshall.
Yeah, they've tried Ed mcgeady out on the right-hand side now, so we can get a wee bit of success over there. But Bullen's having such a good game. I don't know if we get any change out of him today, because he's been excellent.
Sutton's flick. Larsson can't get on the end of it. And while Chris Sutton did flip that one on to Henrik Larsson, the important thing for Dunfermline was that there was a good challenge for the ball, and it meant that it wasn't a free header for Sutton, and he wasn't able to put it exactly where he wanted
That's
to.
right, well, they're competing ever so well at the back. I think Richie Burns had a great game as well, the boy from Dublin, and Greg Shields, Skeller have been excellent, well organised and disciplined today. Difficult task against the two.
Coleman's got to be very happy with what he's getting from his team, but he wants it to continue as well. Still half an hour left. Good hold-up work from Noel Hunt. Gets it back from Derek Young. Good movement off the ball for Dunfermline. And again, Lee Bullen was charging up the pitch. Thompson's delivery. Perfect for Pearson. Forcing his way past Gary Mason. The Pearson cross. The mcgeady header. And that was important from Darren Young. He got to the second ball. Thompson. Henrik Larsson, fouled by Greg Shields. Well, you'd imagine Celtic will throw plenty at this. Stan Varga goes forward alongside Chris Sutton and Henrik Larsson and Aidan McGeady. Thompson tries to set up Sutton. Skimmed off the top of his head. He reckons he was pushed. The Players' Player of the Year. Dougie McDonald unimpressed.
I'm not so sure there, Rob, because I think you always get a reaction from the other players. It's only seemed to be Chris Sutton that appealed for it.
Bullen's clearance. Mjällby has it. Thompson alongside. From back to front. Sutton against Byrne. And there's Greg Shields again, reading the game, cutting out the threat from Celtic. He's been another Shields who's done his job very well for Dunfermline.
Yeah, as I say, they've been very disciplined, organised, working extremely hard against Celtic. You can just see the whole team, the shape, been working hopefully probably all week on that, how to deny Celtic space, and they find it very difficult to break them down at the moment, Celtic.
Alan Thompson over Lee Bullen's head to Aidan McGeady. The ball immediately killed with one touch of the right boot. Neil Lennon's cross. Too much on it for Pearson or Sutton. Out of harm's way for the moment for Dunfermline. We've been speaking about this switch-off factor, which sometimes comes into it when you've won a championship. But you've won a couple of titles with Celtic, Derek, but both of those were won pretty late on.
Yes, one at St Mirren in '86 was actually at Love Street. It was the last day of the season, and they won here at Dundee, so that was actually winning the title on the day. But I can understand that it's human nature at times, you know, that everything's done and dusted with them in terms of league, and maybe not want to get an injury for the cup final, which is in a couple of weeks as well.
Celtic again hunting an equaliser. Lambert kept out by Shields. Lambert and Lennon combine. Liam Miller. Dunfermline behind the ball in numbers. Looking to make it tough for Celtic to get the game square again. Miller to Mjällby. Out comes Derek Stilley. Just too much on the pass from Mjällby. In went Thompson. And a little flare-up between Thompson and Stilley, which is completely unnecessary. And you just wondered what the contact was there between Thompson and Stilley. There was certainly a reaction from the keeper. He seemed to throw his head back as if there had been contact made, and that will be well worth another look once this is sorted out by Dougie McDonald.
I think Derek Stilley thought that Alan Thompson was late there with the challenge on him, and that's what he gets so annoyed about.
A long lecture from the referee for the Celtic midfielder and the Dunfermline goalkeeper. A yellow apiece, and here's what happened, Derek.
Yeah, this is where I felt Derek Stilley thought he was late there. Yeah, he stood on his shin there, and that's what Derek Stilley's annoyed about. Whether there's any contact with the heads here is minimal.
Well,
head to head.
There's where the heads went together. There was contact, no doubt about it.
Yep.
Well, I thought Alan Thompson firstly there had a swing at Greg Shields because he couldn't get through to the ball. Then he trod on the leg of Derek Stilley, and then there was the little bit of afters as well.
I think he was very fortunate there, to be honest.
And you just wonder what goes through a player's mind. OK, Celtic are frustrated because they're not winning the game, but they're going to get a certain trophy delivered to them after match, and you don't really want to go into that with a red card against you.
Absolutely, yeah, that's right.
Long ball from Varga. Picks out Chris Sutton. Desperate defending from Dunfermline, but it worked. Pearson. Larsson's overhead kick. Good shout from Derek Stilley, and Greg Shields left it to him. Well, here it is again. There was Alan Thompson standing on the leg of Stilley. Derek Stilley rightly wasn't too chuffed, and there was the little clash of heads. It may have been handbags, but there was contact.
There was contact. I think Derek made a meal of it in terms of throwing himself back there, but he's right to be aggrieved by the Thompson stand on his shin.
For Lambert, a wayward pass, and that plays into Dunfermline's hands. Up from Mason to Hunt, surrounded by Celtic defenders, still manages to hold possession. Richie Byrne, not really the pass Dunfermline wanted. It was much more important there that Byrne kept possession, which he failed to do. So did Celtic though in their turn, and it's a stuttering performance this from Celtic. And Noel Hunt is in behind Stan Varga. David Marshall saves his effort, and suddenly the substitute had a real chance to stretch Dunfermline's lead.
That was a great opportunity there. That's the gamble that Celtic are taking when we're playing Varga and Mialba. Mialba just the two of them at the back, and we let both of them a bit exposed for pace there.
Celtic are going to make another change as they recover from the shock of Noel Hunt through on David Marshall. Corner kick the outcome, but could have been more serious. Varga heads away the corner. Even mcgeady's going to come off when Craig Beattie comes on. Celtic need a goal. 20 minutes left. Sutton's pass, not good enough to set up Liam Miller. That was the intention, but it was too heavily hit. Chance gone.
So one of those days for Chris, isn't it? His timing, his passes and his weight of passes have been off today. Again, it's maybe he's realised the season's over of the league and it's just switching off a wee bit.
Good challenge. Bullen on mcgeady. Lee Bullen hasn't done too much wrong here. Free kick given against the challenge on Neil Lennon. Thompson to Larsson. Shields. Mjällby won the header. Varga launches it for Sutton. Richie Byrne won it, and it drops for Liam Miller. Stephen Pearson. Paul Lambert. Can Celtic find the cutting edge? Not this time. Diving header from Greg Shields. Celtic need a little bit of ingenuity in the final third. And right at this moment, it's not happening for them.
No, they find it very difficult to break Dunfermline down. Dunfermline just getting solid at the back there, and there's no gaps for anyone to get through.
That was mcgeady's header, worked on by Sutton. Heroic defending from Shields. mcgeady's efforts comfortably held by Stilley.
Yeah, it was a decent effort, good technique for any young kids watching again. Dipping volley, but easy one to take for Derek Stilley. Go back to young Aidan mcgeady there, Rob. I can understand people getting all excited about the hype, and myself included in that. He's a fantastic footballer, but again you can see he's still a young man. He's not been in the game much today. A couple of flashes of genius, Ronaldinho trick here and there, but you can see why he's still a young man, got a bit to learn. He's still only potential.
Here he is, just 4 weeks after his 18th birthday. Much to come from him, you would imagine, in the future. And he certainly got off to a great start in the first team with Celtic's 100th Premier League goal last weekend at Tynecastle.
I mean, Martin O'Neill doesn't need me to tell him how to handle his players, but I'm sure Martin's handling everything fine with the young man, so just keep his feet on the ground. And he said all the right things all week about him, just, he's only a prospect still.
Celtic's main mission at the moment is handling this match. They're 2-1 down to Dunfermline at home, and we've played nearly 75 minutes. Nicholson in the first half, Dempsey in the second. mcgeady shot, not far off target. It could be his last taste of the action, because he's about to be replaced by Craig Beattie and might well have left the field with a goal.
Yeah, good effort, good bit of skill before it, a nice strike with his left foot. He's only a young man, as I said earlier, and well done to the young man today. Big occasion for him.
And Craig Beattie is no old stager either. Celtic have made their changes as they set out in search of a second equaliser. Henrik Larsson having squared the game early in the second half. Now they have to do it all over again. They don't want to have the trophy presentation on the back of a home defeat. Beattie's pass, Larsson, Craig Beattie again! Well, that's a miraculous save by Derek Stilley. I'm not sure he knew an awful lot about it, but that's a hat-trick of top saves from the Dunfermline keeper.
Again, just a reaction save, unsighted as well. Good hand on it, great save.
Liam Miller's corner, punched away by Stilley. Paul Lamberts, Neil Lennon. Here's Beattie. Played in with a lot of pace, and what a miss by Stan Varga. Golden chance to make it 2-2, and he can't believe this went wide.
Again, great delivery in for the right-hand side. Big Stan Varga at the back stick. Sees it late, of course, but it just bubbles up in front of him, and it's more difficult than it actually looks, to be honest. People think that's an easy one, but that's a difficult chance to take.
And that left upright took a hell of a battering
Yes.
from Stan Varga, having missed that chance. Well, if Derek Stilley is putting together a showreel for prospective employers, he might just give them this game.
Yep.
Outstanding for Dunfermline. And this will give the East End Park side a big lift. We've been stressing, of course, that this match is completely separate from what the cup final is all about. But in terms of encouragement, belief, confidence, all these sort of things, Dunfermline have got to be on a high the way things have gone today.
Exactly. If it ends up with this is a great boost to their confidence going into the cup final. To come and win at Celtic Park if that happens.
Chick, what's Jimmy been saying?
He's not happy. He thinks that the Dunfermline have slackened off
happy.
a bit in the last few moments, despite the fact they're leading 2-1 and Celtic have upped the pace. The chance falling for Varga there. He felt that the Dunfermline defence were slack, had a real go at them.
Nearly 78 minutes on the clock. Celtic 2-1 down to Dunfermline. Again, great anticipation from Greg Shields. There haven't been too many disappointments for Dunfermline. And that's Richie Byrne this time doing the defending, helped on its way by Gary Mason. Good team effort this. Dunfermline digging in, looking to protect what they have, which is a 2-1 lead. Celtic won only 2 out of 7 games in April, and hoping they're not going to open up May with a defeat. Gary Dempsey plays it forwards to Will Hunt, won back by Liam Miller. Stephen Pearson injects some pace. Useful cross, Andreas Skerla on the end of it for Dunfermline. That's Liam Miller. Skerla again. The party balloons on the pitch a little bit early. And Dunfermline hoping they too have something to celebrate here. Barry Nicholson, a first-half scorer. Lamberts finds some space with the pass to Stan Varga. Neil Lennon into the feet of Chris Sutton. Tried to link up with Larsson, but it was good work from Richie Byrne again.
Yeah, the Celtic are finding it extremely difficult to break them down, aren't they? They just can't get wee bit of imagination, the final third to get through, and something a wee bit different, but you can never write them off.
No one's looking to find excuses for Celtic, but you have to bear in mind that the Tennant Scottish Cup final will be their 61st game of the season.
Incredible amount of football they've played, all high-profile games, or most of them high-profile games as well, the European adventures as well, and it's been a long season for a lot of the players.
David Marshall in goal was almost unknown pre-March. Since then he's had 3 BBC Man of the Match awards, among other plaudits flying his way. Beattie against Bullen. Good run from Craig Beattie, wins a free kick. And it's in Alan Thompson territory here, isn't it?
I can see Derek Young laughing at it. I don't think there was much in that, to be honest. I think that was a slight contact, and I think Craig Beattie made the most of that one, but a dangerous area now for Celtic. Well capable of scoring from here, Thompson.
He was denied early on, Alan Thompson. "81 minutes on the clock. Thompson's free kick. Skerla headed it clear. Lennon to Beattie. And back to Thompson. Larsson hanging for the header. Byrne though won it. Stephen Pearson's shot dragged wide. It almost set up Liam Miller. Not quite. Well won, Neil Lennon. Beattie's cross straight at Derek Stilley. And time might be running out for Celtic here. Arthur O'Neill well aware that we're in the 82nd minute and Celtic staring defeat in the face. Dunfermline are thinking about a change, and that might be as much about running down the clock as anything else.
And when did you say the last time that Dunfermline won here, Rob?
It was 97.
97.
Well, that was the last time they beat Celtic anywhere. But it was here. It was Henrik Larsson's first game here as a Celtic player. Free kick given against Mjällby. Noel Hunt, I think, is the player injured. And Dunfermline are going to make a change shortly, but here's what happened. Hunt against Mjällby, and I don't think there was anything too malicious about that.
It was just a professional block, I think.
Which doesn't make it any less sore for Noel Hunt, caught by Mjällby's elbow. Right in the coupon. Greg Shields with the Dunfermline free kick. Aimed at Lee Bullen, didn't know where it was, Lee. As the ball dropped, he was looking the wrong way, but here he is, fighting his way back. But Craig Beattie's got the pace and the power to make something happen for Celtic. They badly need it. In from Sutton, flicked on by Thompson, away by Mason. Celtic desperate not to lose this game. Lennon, Sutton, again Richie Byrne has grown so much in the course of this game. Facing up to Chris Sutton, never easy for any defender. He can be happy so far. Craig Beattie's cross, and fairly comfortably fielded by Gary Mason. Stan Varga, Chris Sutton, Liam Miller trying to find room for the shots. Greg Shields blocked it. Lofted in by Sutton. His boot was high, says Dougie MacDonald, and that takes the heat off Dunfermline for the moment.
A good bit of play at the edge of the box there with Liam Miller, and I think at the end up Chris Sutton's boot is definitely high here. Yep, that's a free kick.
Dunfermline are making a change and don't expect it to be high speed. Derek Young off, and he's going to be replaced by 20-year-old Aaron Labont, who had a season at Newcastle before arriving at Dunfermline. Like Billy Mehmet, a young attacking player with potential, but it's all about keeping what they have at the moment for Dunfermline. They're ahead. They've been ahead twice at Celtic Park, and this would be a historic moment for them, having ended their long run without a win against the Old Firm. They beat Rangers earlier on this season, and within a few minutes of beating Celtic, without Crawford and Brewster and Wilson and Thompson, it would be some achievement.
Well, without doubt. I mean, Celtic have had stacks of possession today, haven't they? And but as I said earlier, they've been well organised and disciplined, and it might just be enough for them today.
Sean Kilgannon is next up for Dunfermline. Gary Dempsey will be the player to come off. Four minutes plus stoppage time away from the final whistle. Celtic 1, Dunfermline 2. When Henrik Larsson equalised, you thought that was Celtic back on track, but Dunfermline have refused to stick to the Celtic script, and they lead. Gary Dempsey not moving too freely for Dunfermline. That might be a reason behind the change. But everyone in pale blue behind the ball. Chris Sutton against Andreas Skerla. Henrik Larsson. Lee Bullen doing the defending, fires it clear, no way through for Celtic. In from Varga. Good leap by Skerla at the expense of a corner. Dunfermline almost out on their feet. They've piled in so much effort here, and they need a little bit more if they're to see off Celtic. Inside the 88th minute, Thompson's corner headed away by Shields. Pearson. Neil Lennon looks to find a way of opening up Dunfermline. It's not proving easy for the champions. Lambert short with a pass for Sutton. Labont was the interceptor, and Martin O'Neill doing the ball boy duties down below us. He realises the urgency of the situation, but Celtic are going to be frustrated for a moment as Dunfermline make another change. Dempsey off, and former Middlesbrough player Sean Kilgannon on. It's all about digging in at this stage and denying Celtic space and opportunities to get an equaliser.
Yeah, I think the Celtic are running out of ideas, to be honest, to break things down. And as you said, they've played 61 games, I think, this season, and I think they look a wee bit tired at the moment.
Can they lift themselves, Celtic, for one final effort to avoid a second league defeat? A second league defeat on their home patch. Liam Miller against Aaron Labont. Tenacious play from Miller, wins Celtic the corner. A set-piece chance.
This could be their final opportunity, Rob.
In from Alan Thompson. Greg Shields first there with the header. Neil Lennon right into the 6-yard box to Chris Sutton. Desperate defending from Skerla. Kilgannon charged down by Lennon, away by Richie Byrne. Stan Varga looks to get the ball back in. .30 seconds left of the 90 minutes. Alan Thompson's volley goes wide. 3 minutes to be added, so 3.5 minutes for Celtic to find an equaliser. Derek, who's the man of the match?
Man of the match today is definitely Derek Stilley. I think he's just kept the side in his side in the game at crucial times. Great reaction saves. His handling's been excellent all day. Derek Stilley's been man of the match.
A hat-trick of memorable saves from Stilley, and I think the interest in signing him for next season will have grown considerably in the course of this match. Very impressive stuff. Labont, Nicholson, interception by Mjalby. Thompson fires it from back to front. Chris Sutton could do little with it. We're in the first minute of stoppage time. Dunfermline closing in on a momentous result. Jimmy Calderwood's has so little joy against the Old Firm, so to beat Rangers and Celtic in the same season will be something to cherish for him.
Yeah, marvellous. I get great respect for Jimmy Calderwood and Jimmy Nicholl, the way they want to play their football, and this will be a great result for them today if they win this one.
Varga's header. In goes Larsson, in goes Sutton, in goes Beattie. Dunfermline work it clear. Noel Hunt is there to flick it out of play, spill some seconds. We've added a minute to the 90, 2 to go. Are Celtic going to pick up the championship trophy on the end of another home defeat? Thompson chips it in, Darren Young heads it away. Substitute Stephen Pearson. Gets beyond Barry Nicholson to the byline. Cuts it back. Darren Young is there to hack the ball clear. Kilgannon knocks it down into the Celtic half. Back it comes from David Marshall. That was Byrne winning an important header. Miller to Pearson. Celtic in the last chance saloon. Craig Beattie, Neil Lennon, Pearson flung himself for the header. Gary Mason was there for Dunfermline. Up to Noel Hunt, needs to keep it. Darren Young. Here's a chance for Alan Labont. 1 against 1, tugs his shot wide. What a moment that would have been for the youngster. And he scored a third Dunfermline goal, but it has spilled some time.
Yeah, definitely great energy from him there, and just pulls his shot wide there.
.30 seconds left. Celtic 2-1 down to Dunfermline. Sutton's knocked down. Stan Varga. Larsson tried to set up Liam Miller. Back in from Pearson. Headed away by Bullen. Lambert's shot. Larsson. Sutton. Varga. Touched away by Stilley. That completes the afternoon for the man of the match. Simply stunning.
What a fantastic result for Dunfermline today. Well deserved. Celtic loads of possession, loads of chances, but they stood strong and organised and fought ever so hard for each other. Dunfermline, well done to Dunfermline today.
It is a remarkable outcome, and that tops it for Derek Stilley. 4 top-class saves from him to deny Celtic the win they wanted ahead of the championship trophy presentation. And Jimmy Calderwood's team have beaten Rangers and Celtic in the same season. 2-1, they've won, and disappointment for Henrik Larsson. He hoped his header would be significant early in the second half. It squared the game after Barry Nicholson had side-footed Dunfermline into a first-half lead set up by Lee Bullen. But aided by the saves of Stilley, Nicholson's goal in the first half, and Gary Dempsey's strike in the second half, Dunfermline have won in front of a pretty sparse band of die-hard fans from Fife. But how they've enjoyed themselves this Sunday afternoon. A win they could never have expected against the champions. But Dunfermline are made of strong stuff, And what a lift this gives the Powers ahead of the Tennant Scottish Cup final in less than 3 weeks' time. They'll have hoped to have Crawford and Brewster back for that one to bolster their strike force. But without that dynamic duo, they've beaten Celtic on their home patch by 2-1, and what a game Derek Stilley had.
Derek, you can hear in the background how much approval your teammates have for that performance. You enjoyed that, didn't you?
Still tremendous, sir.
Yeah, it was good. It was to come here and win. It's not often happens, so we're delighted.
Yeah, there was a string of saves. I think for me the outstanding one was the first one from Alan Thompson, the first half.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to make that save and managed to go on from there. And but the guys done brilliant. You know, you think your chance is over when they come back to 1-1, and then to get back into it and score another goal. All credit to the guys.
What does this mean though in terms of the cup final? It's a totally different match, isn't it?
Yeah. Maybe a miracle to beat them twice, but I believe in miracles.
You enjoyed that out there. I mean, there was a great spirit within Fairmont today.
Yeah. We've got guys missing, but it's testimony as well to the guys who come in today. They've done brilliant, didn't look out of place at all.
So I know you don't really, you'll want to concentrate on the cup final, but I've got to ask, what's going to happen to you next season, Derek?
I don't know. I can't say too much. The manager's standing here.
I'm just going to bring him in. It'll be just listening to what's happening there. Jimmy Calderwood joining the goalkeeper here. What a performance he put in today, Jimmy.
He's absolutely magnificent, but he's been magnificent all season. You know, I think he's got, I don't know how many shots he's got. He's been absolutely magnificent. It's going to be a big loss for us.
Yeah, well, is this done and dusted? He's gone. It can't be brought back. Can't you find a few quid somewhere?
Well, I would love to find it, but I'm afraid that's the state of the club at the moment. Yeah, check that's a problem we've got, and maybe Stevie Crawford and Big Scotty Wilson. You know, that's the thing. You build it up. They're a great bunch of lads, and now in football finances decide what's happening. I'm afraid.
Yeah, there's no way back for you at the filming there, is there? I've just heard that. I think.
No, listen, check it. It's no. He's a great professional. He's done magnificent. That's got nothing to do with it. And the thing is, you'll want to stay. But you know, the decision's got to be made, and Derek decided himself, and I'm chuffed for him because hopefully, you know, it was on television.
Let's go back to Derek and to Rob.
Marathon, not a sprint, is the title race, and Celtic are the best team in Scotland, and you won't find too many people who disagree. They steamrollered the opposition this season, and from October onwards, when Martin O'Neill's team hit the top of the table, there's been little doubt about where the title would end up. A goalless draw at Dunfermline at the start of the season. There was no great clue about what was to follow. Celtic won their next 25 league games on the bounce, and even now there are precious few blots on the copybook in what has been a remarkable show of consistency at such a high level. Yes, they've lost twice in 2 weeks at Celtic Park, but the championship had already been won. This moment was secured. This special piece of silverware was heading again for the Celtic trophy cabinet. There's not been too much for the Celtic supporters to shout about this afternoon, but there will be one almighty roar when the Bank of Scotland Premier League Championship trophy is held aloft in a matter of minutes. It's one thing hitting a high level, Derek, it is something else maintaining it over 9 or 10 months.
Yes, I just think, as you said, that right on the mark there, that they've been so the level of consistency has been fantastic. I think they got all their motivation at the start of the season for last season being trophyless. And I think that's what's carried them on this year. They've been fantastic. Oh, it's maybe petered away in terms of league form, but it's already the winning league's a main thing, and they've been so consistent. They've been marvellous all season.
Celtic currently have a 13-point advantage over Rangers at the top of the table. They've scored 101 Scottish Premier League goals this season, and of course in 3 weeks' time they could complete a league and cup double, although after today they will have to beat a Dunfermline side with renewed belief that they might make history by denying Celtic that double. But it's all to play for Celtic, and today's defeat will be very quickly brushed aside. And it's interesting when you think about those 9 league defeats, only 9 in 4 years for Martin O'Neill's Celtic, that maybe as many as 4 or 5 of those losses were incurred after the championships had been won.
Yeah, incredible. And you think that, you know, that result's gone now today. Dunfermline 2-1. It's a great result for Dunfermline. Do their confidence a world of good getting into the cup final, but it's forgotten. When you see the fans here at Celtic Park, that result's forgotten. They want to celebrate now.
It's 3 titles in 4 years, and it was so nearly 4 in 4. But it was Rangers' title last season. It was Rangers' treble, and that's what makes these Celtic fans so happy that they've grabbed the championship back from their biggest rivals, and it's been a runaway success for Celtic. Who knows what the final margin will be, but there's really been little doubt for quite a long time that the SPL trophy would be shifting from Ibrox across Glasgow to Celtic Park.
I'm sure Alec McLeish will be, he's a proud man and he'll be desperate to challenge Celtic again, and he's working at the moment bringing new players into Rangers, and there should be another big challenge from Rangers next year, and he will try to win the trophy back.
It's quite a challenge indeed against the Celtic machine. Martin O'Neill taking steps recently to get some of his key players tied up on extended contracts. He'll look to add to the squad in the summer as well, with certain departures for Henrik Larsson and Liam Miller. Others might go as well, as O'Neill looks to freshen things up. Henrik Larsson leads the match. Another sensational season for Celtic's record goal scorer. Scored again this afternoon, did his damnedest to make sure Celtic didn't lose, as eventually they did. It's another championship winning medal for Henrik Larsson on the afternoon in which he scored his 238th career Celtic goal.
I think it's a nice gesture, Rob, if Henrik's going to pick the trophy up in his final season here. The trademark goal from him today again, and I think it'll be an emotional day for him. He'll miss this place.
Celtic have used just short of 30 players this season in winning the title, and those such as Ulrik Larsson will take their place as well on the podium and share in the joy that only a title win brings.
To think, Rob, that we played 35 games, and I know how tired some of our players are at Thistle at the moment. These guys have played 61 games. It's quite remarkable that energy levels and fitness levels it's a big well done to them, because it's a big achievement.
Yeah, it's certainly 61, Derek, by the time the season's over, by the time the Tennant Scottish Cup final rounds off the Scottish season, and Celtic by then will have crossed that 60-game barrier. It's been pretty arduous, pretty exhausting, and they're the pair who I reckon are going to collect the trophy. Paul Lambert, today's captain, Jackie McNamara, who's worn the skipper's armband as well at times this season, on his way to the Football Writers Player of the Year award, which he will receive next weekend. And I think between them, they will hold the trophy aloft, getting their instructions ahead of the ceremony. Martin O'Neill gets the massive reception you would expect, and there'll be some disappointment with him undoubtedly at the moment, on the back of a defeat against Dunfermline and against Aberdeen just 11 days ago. Steve Walford gets his medal as well, and John Robertson, the Scotsman, the Englishman and the Irishman, the management team, and the joint skippers, Paul Lambert and Jackie McNamara. It's almost time. It's almost trophy time. And just wait for the noise. Countdown. It wouldn't be the same without Howard and Angela. Celtic are champions again. The third time in 4 years since Martin O'Neill took over as manager. And of course, they were only a goal away last season from 4 out of 4. Not quite total domination, but not far from it. And who is going to derail the Celtic bandwagon? The bookies have them installed already as odds-on favourites to do it all over again next season. It's a remarkable success story, and it promises to continue.
There's the man there, Rob. He's been fantastic, hasn't he, for Celtic Football Club? And I think an indication that the players sign on, Sutton and that signing again, and Thompson, maybe it's a wee indication that Martin will be staying on here. And I'm sure the Celtic fans will hope he stays on. The whole management team, in fact, to John Robertson as well. They're all there, you know.
A special moment as he prepares for his Celtic farewell for Henrik Larsson, who holds aloft another piece of silverware. Didier Agathe, sometimes a frustration to the Celtic supporters. Alan Thompson has had a sparkling season. Bobo Baldi, the rock at the centre of the defence. Rob Douglas, for so long the first choice goalkeeper, until this young man came along. What a season for David Marshall, just 19. Stan Varga, a revelation. This is 52nd game of the season. He couldn't get a game for Sunderland.
Yeah, this man, the player of the year, Chris Sutton, for me, has been the best player by a mile. He's been fantastic in every position he's been asked to play.
Stephen Pearson has moved up to a new level since leaving Motherwell, the young player of the year. Ross Wallace, one of the teenagers for whom opportunity will knock shortly. Sean Maloney, his season ended early by injury. Let's hope he's back, bigger and better than before, and he was highly promising then. Liam Miller holds the trophy prior to his departure for Old Trafford. He'll hope for further winners' medals there. Stephen McManus, will he stay, will he go? Johan Mjalby heading for Euro 2004, but maybe heading for the Celtic exit door. Ulrich Larsson, a frustrating season, plagued by injury. Jamie Smith has broken back into the first team in the last few weeks. Craig Beattie, what will his future hold? Hugely promising.
Young Aiden desperate to get his hands on it there. He's got his hands on the trophy at last.
18-year-old Aidan McGeady, what an end to the season for him, with starts at Tynecastle and here. Momo Sila gets his hands on the trophy, a bit part player this season. John Robertson and Martin O'Neill. The management team have done it again. Is there more success to come from those three? If they stick together here, you would imagine so. They really are a special cocktail. Robertson, Walford and O'Neill. Prolonged success over the last 4 years at Celtic with Martin O'Neill at the helm. He drives Celtic onward, and uppermost in his thoughts now will be the Champions League next season. That's where he wants to go, and he wants to be even more successful than Celtic have been in Europe already. And Martin O'Neill and Paul Lambert having a word with the Celtic supporters.